Gino Pettis Adventures, and I'm still Gino. And this is the first day of the rest of your life. And for you guys wondering, what are you going to do when you get to Colombia? How are you going to make some money? I got the answer. And with that, I'll introduce you to Mr. Bill Sight. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, well, thanks, Gino. Yes, it's possible. It's definitely when I came down here in 2011. I got a job almost immediately at a commercial place, just what am I trying to say? Just a private English school. Because I was American based, but I've got a finance background. I have a TOEFL certification, which really doesn't mean much. But at that time, and then I ended up getting about 9 months later, I did get a job at the university here in person.
But you came down on a math job, not on an English teaching job, correct?
I came down here 10 years in 2002. To teach. I was a middle school math teacher in the Denver area, certified, Colorado math teacher. And so I went to a job fair, and I'd heard about these American type schools around the world. And I went to a job fair in New Jersey, and boom, I got a job offer to come to Armenia, where I live at Colombia. And that was so I signed a 2-year contract just to teach 6th grade math science in English. I was not an English teacher.
I got a question for you. What'd they pay you? What did they pay you in those days?
Back in those days, about $22,000 a year.
Okay, that's a lot of money for Colombia.
And then so that was. Plus, we got membership in a gymnasium that has a tennis, a nice swimming pool, heated swimming pool, whatever. One of the things that I do miss about the United States is that the United States has community centers, right? Recreation centers in many cities. And that's part of here in Colombia, if you want to, you've got to join a club if you want a private club, if you want to have access to, a recreation center and forget playing golf unless you join there's one golf course here in Armenia. But anyway, I'm getting off the track. But I arrived and then, but nowadays, what's happening is that, 2022, if you're thinking about, if you're not a teacher, if you haven't taught English before and you get one of these like TOEFL degrees or one of these things that are it's very, very difficult to get any, especially if you want to get in-person English teaching job. I mean, I'm comparing 2011 when I returned to 2022 and there's been an explosion, a great growth of English-speaking people, of expatriates coming here, and a lot of retired people with a lot of time in their hands, and they're saying, "Oh, how do I make money?" Well, online. Well, I should say that is the way. If you make money here, you should do it online. Matter of fact, after I left the university. And I taught a couple online things, and there are a bunch of online English teaching gigs out there. The one that I did very well on was called Italki, Italki, and they're based out of Hong Kong. And I ended up I was working probably 20, 25 hours a week online. I was making $700 or $800 a month. And really had a great time with students from all over the world and whatever. And then,
tell me, how does that work? When you're teaching do you teach one student, or do you teach a class, or do you do it on this format?
There are many, many different platforms, and there, English teaching platforms out there in business. Now, the nice thing about this Italki platform is that basically it allows you to create any type of, if you want to teach Spanish, you want to teach Portuguese, you want to teach some language, any language you want to, and then basically you post online. Hi, I'm Bill Sisk. I've been teaching for a couple of minute, introduction thing that you put on YouTube that they can do, and then you set your own rate. I think I was making $16 an hour, but you start out kind of low, and then as you get more business, you increase it. Okay,
but here was the question, Bill. Did you have to have a degree, regardless of what kind of degree it was, or could just Joe Blow be an English teacher?
That's a great question. Well, in this talking platform, no degree. Well, they have. Okay, here's the catch. When you sign up, you either sign in as a community teacher or a professional teacher.
Okay.
And if you want to sign up as a professional, then you have to give them some kind of credential, fact that you have that you're some kind of a teacher of some sort. But it doesn't mean. But you can charge anything you want to. I mean, if you love. I mean, I'm not. I'm not I was a finance degree undergrad, but I've always liked English. And so when I came here in 2011, I got to teach English and real life people, and I was discovering English, and that really. So
let me ask you this, sure. Bill. You said you're making about $16 an hour,
right?
And God, I forgot the question. It's hell to be old, you know. I forgot the damn question. But
well, one way or the other, I would say if somebody's thinking about coming to Colombia or moving someplace, as far online is really, the ticket. I mean, very few people, if you want to.
That's the whole point I'm trying to make. If you think you're going to come down to Colombia and get a Colombian job and live here happily ever after, I'm sorry, that's just not going to happen.
Well, and also the Colombia, it's a poor country, and like I was my job in 2011 at the private English Academy, I was making 10,000 pesos an hour, which is about $2 an hour. Yeah. Nowadays at the 4,500 back then, and then I got paid because I was the gringo teacher. They paid the Colombian English teachers 8,000 pesos an hour, and I got paid 10,000, the gringo premium, because they love native speakers. But back in those days, I'd be speaking at a grocery store with another gringo, and you'd hear people kind of looking at you like, English, man, and the little kids would come up to you and stand, invade your personal space, just looking up at you and just like, what is that? Is that English? I mean,
that's the amazing part here. There still in 2022, there are not a lot of people that speak any English at all.
Yeah, really depends on where you are. If you're in Medellin or Bogota, even around here in Armenia, yeah. But you're right. I mean, the English level, I think Colombia is.
I mean, you try to find an English speaker out here in the country, and you'll starve to death before you find one. But the cool part about it is that they're really okay with you not using your translator and stumbling over the words and just trying to. If you're making an effort, you're all right. If you're trying to be an arrogant butt, it ain't happening. You know what? I'm going to try something here, Bill.
Sure.
For you guys that are listening, don't hang up yet. We got a lot more stuff on here. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Because if you subscribe and like this video and hit the notification bell, we'll bring you a lot more. Okay, Bill, take it away.
It's all about growing. No, I was no, but you're absolutely right about if you're trying to talk Spanish, they love it and they adore it and they're very, very my wife at a party, anytime we go to a party, which always her family, the same people tend to be at the same parties all the time. But anytime they when I start speaking Spanish, they all are quiet. Suddenly the whole room like, oh, listen.
Oh yeah, they want to hear the gringo speak Spanish, right? The thing I hear almost on a daily basis is, oh, you speak Spanish so well. When did you learn it? I said, well, I was about 2. So I better be speaking Spanish anyway. So back to making money here. So if you've got here's a question: if you come here to Colombia, and can you live off of what you can make on teaching English alone? Or do you have to have a pension or some backup money somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I just, you're going to have to, and I know you've talked about this in many other of your YouTube videos. I know how much does it really cost you per month, and of course you can live. We live pretty well. I mean, we probably spend about $1,000 a month is based our nut but you can you can live in other cheaper places on half, on $600 a month. But what I would suggest to anybody who's maybe thinking about it is before you come here, start your online business. You don't have to wait till you get to Colombia, because unless you're going to work for one of these, there are English sites that will pay you. You're an employee. The Ataki site I was talking about is you set your own. It's like your own business. They take 15%. They take 15% of whatever you charge, and then they schedule it, and then they whatever else. Now, many other platforms, like you're an hourly. Okay, Bill, you got a lesson tomorrow between so and so and so and so. And those places, and what happened also with the online English teaching business, what really is when the Chinese here in Colombia, so many people were working from like 3 in the morning until 6 or 7 in the morning, teaching Chinese kids. In China, obviously, they're making $25 an hour, $30, very good
Well, the ones
money,
that I saw making 25 to $30 an hour had to have a degree. If you didn't have a degree, it would cut you back to 16 or 18.
But what happened? You probably have a point there, but then the Chinese government said, no, we're going to stop all these rich families from having their kids getting special tutoring, like gringo tutoring from Native American speakers to help them. Suddenly they closed down all these. Many of these online Chinese-based English teaching
really, I didn't know that.
So a lot of teachers lost their jobs doing that. So there's been kind of I think there's been sort of a lot of English teachers who are looking around for jobs. So I don't think the market is really. But I'd say for anybody who wants to try, I'd start it before you got here. Why wait?
Well, see, that's what I knew that before I came down. I've only been here a couple of years. I've been here, 3 or 4 years off and on, but pretty constantly for the last couple. I got that advice somewhere and didn't do it, and wish that I had. For example, I didn't start my YouTube channel until I got down here, and I wish I could have started it a long time ago.
Can I throw my 2 cents? I started a Facebook group 7 years ago. It's called Expatriates of Armenia, Candil, Colombia. I'm the administrator. We just have 1,300 members. So a little shout out, self-promotion for my Facebook group while we're at it. So I know I stuck that in on you,
Well, that's fine as long as they're listening to what you need to do is you need to put me in your Facebook group.
Well, absolutely. Well, well, please do it. I tell you, I approve. I definitely would approve you immediately. So it's called Expatriates of Armenia, Candil, Colombia. So please, and I'd love to have you promote. Local stuff.
Well, thanks. Well, that's what it's all. That's what it's all about, and that's the long and the short of it. And you know what I find too, and this is a little off subject,
right?
But the other Bill and I were speaking about. I think a lot of people don't believe us, Bill. Don't believe that we can live with our wives on $1,000 a month like a freaking king. And I'm sorry, I do. I live on, I don't know, $700 a month. Well,
right.
People don't realize is my rent. I rent this place. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story colonial townhouse that is brand new in a gated community, and I pay 800,000 pesos. When I got here, that was $3,600, 3,600 pesos per dollar. So my rent effectively was $225.
That's
right. Today, the peso's at $4,400, 4,400 pesos per dollar, and it makes my effective rent $180 a month for that wonderful place. I mean, my God.
That's great.
Where else on the planet can we do that, Bill?
And another great thing about Colombia is how close it is to the United States. If you're, we're a 3-hour flight, 3.5-hour flight to Miami, and Amazon delivers free a lot of things in Colombia. So I mean, how much better can you have?
Okay, I've had that question because I ordered something off of Amazon, and after 5 days they canceled my order. But I want to know, have you received stuff from Amazon here?
Oh, something like 3 days ago, I got a water pick from them. I'm expecting, I probably have, in the last year, probably 10 things I've got from Amazon. Never had a problem. In fact, they deliver before they say they will. No, it's
okay.
Without a.
Well, good.
So,
well, Bill,
anyway.
let's get ready to wrap it up here because we've been 15 minutes already.
Okay.
So the answer to the question is yes. There's still English teaching jobs.
But don't expect to get a local teaching job here just because there are a lot of excellent.
I'm sorry, I didn't phrase that right. There are a lot of online English teaching jobs, but a local walk into a school you're probably not going to find one.
Not unless if you got an English degree or you're experienced. But if you're just, hey, I speak English and I'm a gringo, can I get a job teaching English? No, those days are.
Well, but you can do that online.
Right? Well, yeah, you can do it. Yeah, I'm talking about in person though.
My whole thing was trying to see what they could do online. If they could make $1,000 a month online, they can live here quite well and they don't have to be retired.
Exactly. But I wouldn't move here with limited amount of money and then start, because it takes a while to get things going online. So again, why not do it before you get here and you know whether it works or not,
Sure.
Okay,
Bill. Well, I really thank you for your time, and don't hang up. Don't hang up. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we are. You can make money while you're living in Colombia. You probably won't find a Colombian job, but you can find an online job. So remember, this is the first day of the rest of your life. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Be sure and subscribe and like and hit the notification bell. I will see you on the flip side. Thank you.